Right or left, the good and the wicked journey through time. Progress, journeys, and evolution is anything but linear. Just like the financial markets, they can go either way. What should concern everyone is that if the trend is their friend, as Wall Street calls it, for the sake of simplicity, I see spiritual evolution at the core of humanity as this black and white circle, a circle in which you can lean to the right or lean to the left, but eventually it takes you back to the 12 o'clock position. In the end, or you could say, when time stops moving, there is no other place but where humanity originally came, and in a strange way, never really left entirely. The only big difference here is the awareness of your entire story among the stars and heavens that inspired you in the first place. This is a 3D picture, but it makes the point. This place is only one reality, shared. If someone tells you that life is a checkerboard, I know that sounds a little hard to take seriously, but really it's that simple. In fact, it describes the struggle of the dark path quite well. All you have to do is to put the chess pieces to it, and presto, you'll have the whole reality in one picture. Contrary to popular belief, it's not the direction that I'm emphasizing here. It's the experience the direction has in shaping your soul and preparing it to be reincorporated with divine source. I'm calling it source because it's everything that you want and love in life. You, me, we are all the pieces of the puzzle that have been missing. When those pieces return back to source, it creates joy. The difference between the black and the white path is simply perspective. This perspective can be defined as reunion or disillusion. We don't have to make it complicated. Perspective is the path. It's your story. It's my story. However, if the story keeps you repeating, then you should focus on where you got stuck in the mud. 9 out of 10, usually it runs its own course until you get sick and tired enough to make it change or simply let it go. Very few people are here on earth to rewrite their own story. And would you want to if you cannot see the bigger picture? That would be almost foolish. For most of us, we have already written our story before we were born. It's just the way things are. Not that it's impossible to be the actor and the author at the same time, but that takes either talent or training, both, which is quite rare occurrence. The law of nature that supports this evolutionary circle theory of mine is everything comes back to equanimity. Or said another way, comes back to divine source eventually. Evil returns to darkness or the big void of emptiness, and the light returns to procreation from where it originated. When evil returns, there's a huge relief that is felt in the creation. These souls carry so much pain. It's just better to start over. It's an interesting that both paths, light and dark, white or black, accelerate as they reach the top hour, which is how I see the current events playing out today. I agree with all those that are saying there is a very large group of souls that is being prepared to go through this seasonal change of ours that is coming, that is happening now, and is going to create a major course correction for us all. I would describe it as a 0 hour. It's the moment when most souls are going to decide to take off the freaking mask. It's a bit like being naked. Little uncomfortable at first. This is why there's so many people out there right now that are just fed up with the bullshit that we've had to endure. The mask that we've had to create has become our identity and so reinforced in society that in general, people can't even think straight. They will follow any stupid policy like wearing a dust mask for filtering out pathogens. It's just one of the many policies that have been pushed on humanity. A bit like trying to keep the mosquitoes out by using a chain link fence. I heard this from a doctor a few years back. He nailed it so good. I'll never forget it. When the corn starts to pop, it all pops together. It's one big symphony, only because the preparation, like adding enough oil and the proper amount of heat has been performed. Of course, there is always those kernels that don't pop and burn on the bottom. You just can't avoid it. Generally speaking, the dark path is not very well understood. It's safe to say there's a big difference between a dark soul and a soul on the dark path, where the dark path offers many valuable lessons. For example, loyalty is highly valued and demanded, and serves as a keystone for a lot of major organizations. Endurance and strength is other attributes. It's true, these attributes are developed with malicious intent, but they still carry their weight and rewards. Let me give you another example how these individuals can be valuable for society, regardless if they are on the black or the white side of the checkerboard. The best individual to work with the homeless people are those that have been homeless. The best cop is one that's been on the other side of the law. The best person to protect your network is one that knows how to hack it. It's easier to learn from these genuine people versus, let's say someone that has studied it in school. So, the saying goes, it takes one to know one. There's another great attribute that is common among dark souls. That's its intelligence. It's true, they will outwit you every single time. They are the masters of illusion. The only time you have a wing and a prayer to play at the game is if you're anchored in your higher self. Only then you can see through the lies and the deceit. Saying this, I must say there is a big difference between intelligence and wisdom. Just because the soul is on the dark path doesn't necessarily mean they will always be on the dark path. There's value in everything. It's very difficult and rare to be pure black or pure white in this world. Those souls that are very deeply integrated with the black or the white are not hiding their true identity colors as much as the neutral ones. Deeply infected narcissistic people are easy to spot. It's the mixed souls that usually end up spoiling the party for most of us. It doesn't necessarily mean they don't have anything to offer or contribute. It may not be very well received, but they do contribute even though they carry baggage. What I'm trying to say is, I can think of many difficult situations where we're lucky to have people who are numb. Yes, numb. Numb to the blowback of destruction. Yeah, it's easy to kill when you feel nothing. And sometimes it's necessary to kill. I'm just saying, I'm glad to have someone who is willing to do the job. You know, this includes law enforcement, protectors of the oppressed, including wildlife and the environment. To go up against big corporations is not an easy experience for most people. We need people who are strong and capable if and when corporations are harming people for the environment, of course, for profit. Um, you can imagine being a judge in a judicial system that deals with damaged people every day. It's a blessing to be a little numb when you're yielding a sword, or the pen in this case. I'm just trying to say gray is included in the color chart. All colors stand between white and black. Mixing colors is an art that can only either yield beauty or ugliness. And the thing about art is that it's a process of trial and error, of discovery. And of course, so is life. We're really going to need a lot of patience with those that are a little more damaged. We are in this together, for better or worse. And I find this topic, well, a little difficult to put in words. I hope I brought some clarity to the subject. Until the next time.